At the very least, we get the ball up pitch, provided we can get the throw off, which we do. And it's a good catch.
How did you make that?
He's gonna try to screen out. Screen out the 20. Screen out the Whiny Beavers. Oh no! Does he have an apothecary? I don't think he has one. He's gonna spend it, and he's still dead. Oh my god! Oh no! Deccan's stare bag is dead! Dead! It's another KO! Oh my goodness! What is happening? See if he can get away. He cannot. He's gonna have to do this. Oh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League Batter Ball Week 1. 2 newcomers to the league tonight. It's Berserk Circus at Firepants. Let's take a look at Berserk Circus and their lineup. Dead Fred is the coach. All that happens before death is what counts. Well said. Team rosters. This is mostly a Norse... Well, I mean, it's certainly mixed. But you'll see a lot of Norse players on this lineup. First up is the big guy. First time seeing a Kislev Bear on a team in the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League. Professor Jefferson. MA of 6, strength of 5, pitiful agility of 1, much as you see on big guys, and an armor value of 9. He's very similar to an ogre, to a human ogre. He has mighty blow. He has thick skull. He does have the prehensile tail. The prehensile tail makes all dodges away from him -1, and much like an ogre, he's got boneheaded and loner. Boneheaded means he has to roll a d6 before he takes his action. If he fails, and he fails on a 1, then he can't take his action, and he loses all of his tackle zones until he passes a boneheaded roll in the future. This is a big problem for big guys. Most big guys have... hold on just a second. Sorry, just trying to get the 2 coaches together here, set up on the Discord so they can play each other. Anyhow, so boneheaded fails on a 1, and not only do you lose your action, you lose all your tackle zones, which is terrible. But on top of that, he has a loner, again, just like an ogre. Loner means it's a 50-50. If he wants to take a TRR, it's a 50-50 chance to even be allowed to take it, and one way or the other, he still has to spend it. So what this means, boneheaded plus loner, means if Professor Jefferson here fails his boneheaded roll, he will almost certainly not spend the TRR because it's a 50-50 chance to even use the TRR. Otherwise, not a bad big guy, a pretty typical big guy. The rest of the lineup here, 7 players with 6-3-3-7. Decent speed, decent strength, decent agility. You'll see the AV, very, very brittle. Norse teams are brittle teams. They have an AV of 7. They don't wear any armor, of course. However, the Amazon Blitzer, there are 2 of them. Amazons all start with dodge. And since these 2 players are Amazon Blitzers, they're also going to get block, which means they both start with block and dodge. This is a fantastic combo to have right out of the gate. Block and dodge means there is only one face on the die when you are getting blocked that you're afraid of. Fantastic combination, and it's such a boon to have that without having to level up your players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players with block right out of the gate. Man, this is almost looking like a Dwarven team. That's not bad either. Blogdar Hawkson the Wise, a Norse Berserker. You can see he has block, he has frenzy. He also has jump up. Jump up, another fantastic agility skill. Jump up will allow him to stand back up from a prone position without spending the movement allowance. Typically when you're knocked down, it costs 3 MA to stand up. Not for this player. He gets to stand up for free, which makes him very, very useful, very, very versatile. He can even block when he's prone. He just has to pass an agility roll to do so. All the Norse linemen here have block. There are 2 more linemen, the Lizardmen, Saris players here. They have a stat line of 6'4", 1'9". Very resilient, and more importantly, they have that very important, very useful strength of 4. Strength of 4 means that a strength 3 player needs 2 assists just to get a 2-die block on him. So these players also really good, even though they're not skilled. Finally up is the Skink here. I think this is the most interesting team, or interesting player on the team. Very fast with an MA of 8. He has a strength of 2, an agility of 3, and an AV of 7. He is stunty, and he has dodge. Very much, he's very much like a goblin. Dodge is great, stunty is great, but how is he going to be used? I'm not so sure, and I'm very interested to see what Dead Fred's plan is with the Lizardman Skink. 2 TRRs, 1 Apothecary. If you're new to Blood Bowl, players can die. Players can get injured, so you can hire on an Apothecary on your team, and if you do so, you can use the Apothecary. You can only use him once per game, but you can use him to try to patch up your player or try to bring him from the brink of death, and is a very good pick to bring, especially right out of the gate. He'll be up tonight against Halifax and Firepants. Firepants, crabs, crabs for everyone. Halifax is the only coach. Is it the only coach? Let's see. Yes, Halifax, the only coach bringing a non-mixed team. It is a mixed team competition. That doesn't mean you have to bring a mixed team. And so it'll be interesting to see how this works out for him. He has an Amazon roster. We've seen dwarves before. You know dwarves all start off with block. Amazons all start off with dodge. Cleffy says, wait, someone is trying to prevent offerings to Nuffle with an Apothecary? That seems like blasphemy. Bad news, Claphius. Halifax also has an Apothecary. That's 2 on the pitch tonight. All the stat lines for all 12 players here on Halifax's team are identical. An MA of 6, strength of 3, agility of 3, an AV of 7. 633, not so bad. The big hole here is the armor value of 7. Everybody starts off with block. 4 blitzers on the team. They will start with everybody starts off with dodge. The 4 blitzers will start off with block. Block and dodge on 4 players is fantastic. 2 throwers, 2 catchers. Pretty standard fare here. They have dodge and catch on the catchers. They have throw and sure hands on the thrower. I'm sorry, they have dodge and pass on the thrower. Not too much in the way of shenanigans here. Dodge, of course, fantastic still. So having 12 players that all have dodge is great. Being able to field 4 blitzers with block and dodge, also great. He's got 2 TRRs. And then he's got the 1 Apothecary. He also put some money into a cheerleader, so we'll see if the cheerleader works out for him tonight. How are these 2 coaches going to play against each other? Well, there are a lot of brittle players on the pitch tonight. Lots of AV7, which means almost assuredly lots and lots of injuries, and I am here for that. I always have time to see maiming, to see murder in a Blood Bowl match. I think Dead Fred needs to leverage his block skills. I think he needs to position this bear and get the most out of Prehensile Tail he can. He has to play a little bit of a tactical game, maybe even more of a strategic game with this big guy than most other teams have to. Mighty Blow, you want to get blocks to trigger Mighty Blow, but Prehensile Tail is more of a defensive skill where you want to tie someone up and then make them negative on their dodge. So how Dead Fred wants to play Professor Jefferson and how he positions his big guy will be very interesting to see. And in order to maximize that, he's going to want to play both sides of the coin there in a way that is most effective, and that's kind of hard to do. We didn't talk about the Frenzy skill. If you're unfamiliar with Frenzy, so the Norse Berserker has Frenzy. Frenzy means that if you, on your block, if you take a block or a blitz, and you push on the block, you must follow up and then block again. It only happens twice. This is a really good skill to open up holes in a defensive line. This is a really good skill to push players out of position, but you have to be careful and you have to think 2 steps ahead, and rather you have to position 2 positions ahead, right? And make sure that if you're going to take that second block, that you're not putting yourself at a disadvantage and having to take an uphill block as a result. So, yeah, lots of weak, lots of brittle players, but lots of block on Dead Fred's team here with Berserk Circus. The Skink, I think, is a really interesting choice. I'd love to see what he's going to attempt to do with this guy. 2 guys with Strength 4. He's going to have to leverage that. I think he can pulverize guys with these players. Block, of course, great on both offense and defense. I think you'll see he'll take the most advantage of it on offense, going after Halifax's team, which is all AV7. So if we look back at this Amazon team, the stat lines are great, or they're decent, but the AV is brittle all the way across the board. He does have dodge, and he has 4 blitzers that have dodge and block. What he's going to have to do on defense, oh man, I think he's going to want to play a screen. I think he just wants to avoid getting hit on defense. And on offense, he can play a standard, he can play obviously a standard Amazon game. He can play it more like elves or say humans. He's got 2 throwers, 2 catchers. We'll see 1 thrower and 2 catchers more than likely on the pitch. He has an extra thrower just in case something happens. Clifey says, Nuffle favors those who make it into the highlight reel. I think he's going to threaten the run. He's going to threaten the pass on offense. He can cage up just fine. But if he does that, he's got to give himself room to break out of that cage and reorient the cage because his AV is so weak. Having an AV of 7 on the cage, so a cage is good in that it forces you to block the caging players first, unless you want to take a ridiculous block against the ball carrier. But the cage can break down very, very quickly because of the AV, so you need to be prepared to reset that cage. And what we mean by that is he'll have to be ready to move the ball carrier out of the cage to a new cage with maybe 2 other players that have been pre-positioned, and then 2 players from the former cage that can come up behind. If he doesn't do that, he's going to find his cage collapsing very quickly with players being taken off the pitch, and his ball carrier is going to get surrounded very, very fast. He can also threaten the pass, of course, and I think that's going to play more traditionally. He just runs those catchers down pitch. They all have dodge. Threatens the pass, pulls people off the line. And I think that's going to be more of a traditional game. So on defense, step back and screen, force the blitz. On offense, threaten the pass traditionally. You can even threaten the run, but you have to make sure you're setting up your players correctly in order to reset your cage each turn if you want to do that. And then, like we said, Dead Fred, I think this is a really interesting lineup. I have no idea what to expect out of the Skink at all. But all of that block, I can't imagine is going to go to waste. I think we'll see a lot of blocks out of him, both on offense and on defense. I'm also very interested to see how he's going to use the bear, both on offense and on defense, since you're really playing at two different skills there on both sides of the pitch. Two new coaches, both have 2 TRRs, both have 1 apothecary. Let's see how this goes down tonight. We'll see if the coaches are ready to play. And it looks like they are. Hank the Ranger says Pips Pippi is my new favorite player. Let us all root for Pips Pippi. Good old Pips Pippi. All right, we are already underway. We are on turn 2. Taking a 2-die block on the left-hand side of the line here. Gets a push. Dead Fred here and Berserk Circus on offense. Going really aggressive here on turn 2. Ball carrier's right up the line of scrimmage. There's that jump up skill we talked about earlier. He doesn't have to spend MA to stand up, which gives him all 6 to move around the pitch. And we see Brooksy Skull Eater, the Saurus, move back behind the line of scrimmage. Oh, neither player got the fame advantage in this game. 0-0 on each side. 2 TRRs, 2 apothecaries otherwise. It's dead even on coaching staff. SP Beaver says, feels like there should be a bet to see if he survives. Poor old Pips Pippi. Everybody picks on Pips Pippi. There's that boneheaded roll. We almost certainly not going to see the TRR here. Indeed. Turn 2 back to Halifax and Firepants. And you can see he has the screen going, and I think this is the way he wants to play. SP Beaver says there are too many players in yellow. You need to start removing some of them. Clear up the visual clutter. The bear no longer has tackle zones. Keep that in mind. And he will not have tackle zones until he passes his next boneheaded roll. So that's obviously a big negative on defense, but on offense it means he's not giving assists either. Two-die block on the left-hand side of the line is going to be a good hit. Gonna push the Norse lineman towards the sideline. Gets a KO out of it. Was gonna set up for the surf. Doesn't need it. 11v10 in favor of Firepants. Now there's two Amazons here on the left-hand side of this cage. If Halifax isn't careful, the cage is going to be able to run past them. They do have speed. They have an MA of 6. But I suspect Halifax is going to maybe pull up the thrower here and cover this hole. Oh, he's going to get right in on the cage. Wow, right in there. So he does indeed pull left, but now he needs to be careful about giving up the right-hand side of the pitch. Got plenty of players to cover it, however. Flyface says a little farther off the sideline than was intended, but it worked. Indeed it did. Two-die block against the number 8 Norse lineman. Remember, Norse players have an AV of 7. All the Amazons have an AV of 7. We've had one KO already. It will almost certainly not be the last by a long shot. 10 seconds left to play. It's got 3 players left to reposition. Has to be careful about giving up this hole. Here comes the blitz. One die blitz on the ball carrier is only going to be a push. Doesn't follow up. He does not want to be in the middle of that. Clafius asks, about what? 3/4 of all the players on the field today have AV of 7? Yeah, I'd say so. 2-die block on turn 3 for Berserk Circus. They're going to push that Amazon Blitzer out of the way. Follows up. Remember, the Saurus has a strength of 4. That means this is still only a 1-die block coming back. 2-die block on the front right portion of the cage here is going to be a clean hit. Bears in action, gets a stun out of it, and his tackle zones are returned. Dead Fred, considering his options. In pretty good shape right now. Doesn't want to give up anything that he doesn't have to give up. He wants to make sure he protects his ball carrier and marches down the field. He also needs to consider possibly stalling. It's an option. You don't want to score too early if you don't have to. He's going to decide to reset his cage. It looks like right over the line of scrimmage over here, perhaps? Or you could just be cutting off these 4 players. Alright, now the ball carrier on turn 3 crosses the center line. It's good progress and is very well defended. 2-die block with the second Saurus. Also going to be a clean hit. Looking to take someone off the pitch. Not going to happen this time. 40 seconds to play. Impenetrable cage. So when you start putting players together like this, you need to be careful. If he moves... Right, so you see how this is a 3x3 grid? If a blitzer can... So like, let's say he can get a blitz on the corner. He can chain block everyone. He can chain block the ball carrier out of this formation. We'll see if Halifax tries to do so. Problem with getting that chain block is getting that first block off. 2-die block. And there it is. You see this chain block. Skink has an strength of 2. That gave him the 2 dice he needed. Gets a good stun on Pippi. And suddenly that ball carrier is a little less defended. Two-die block over on the right-hand side of the pitch is going to be a both standing result. Both have the block skill, and so they will indeed both remain standing. It's a both down result, but they're going to both remain standing. He can take another block. Neither coach giving up their TRRs. Very good play so far by both coaches. Moves the number 7 catcher back. Or forward, rather, in front of the ball carrier now. Way off on the right-hand side. Threatening a potential pass. Sends the second catch, sends the number 2 blitzer down the left-hand wide zone. Also a potential receiver. AG3 is not too great to catch with, but you can do it in a pinch if you have a TRR. 1-die block on the ball carrier is going to result in a push. Chain push. Good play by Halifax. He's going to remain where he is and not follow up. Also good play. .40 seconds remaining in turn 3. Has a player to stand up still. It's very easy to forget about these players when they fall off the camera, but he did not forget the number 1 blitzer going to move forward. Could only move 3 spaces because of the stand-up. Here comes that second block on the number 8 lineman. Only results in a push. But 2 tackle zones are on him. It's an uphill block for this lineman on his turn. Well done. Good turn. And now back to Berserk Circus. Turn 4. Very good play by both coaches so far. No movement in the first 30 seconds. Dead Fred gonna kick off this turn with a blitz. 2-die blitz. It's gonna be, ooh, it's gonna be a dodge push unless he spends the TRR. He's gonna keep it. I think that's a smart move. Will he follow up or not is the question. He will. The Ranger says, no fair, he has a moonwalking bear. I know, these players with moonwalking players. I want moonwalking players. Am I the only coach that didn't take a moonwalking player? 1 minute to go in the turn. 2-die block coming back with the Saurus. It's going to be a dodge push. Decides to follow up. Interesting follow-up. He's going to eat 2 dice coming back. Oh, no, it's still 1 die. It's still 1 die. Potentially 2 dice if the blitzer wants to come back and blitz. Doesn't even have to blitz. They can give the assist here to the number 4 blitzer. But we'll see. The Saurus, what's really nice about the Saurus, he's got a strength of 4. But also that AV of 9 not only makes him resilient, but really kind of makes him less of a target. You don't want to take a... Why take a block on an AV 9 guy when you can take it on an AV 7 guy? Dead Fred shifting to the right now with 22 seconds left to play. Looking to reset this cage. Can he get somebody on the corner of the cage? Oh, he's going to have to spend the TRR on the skull result. Doesn't spend the TRR on the skull result. Okay, he's elected to keep his TRR. We'll see if he can keep his ball carrier safe. Final turn of the first quarter. Firepants has an opportunity here to really apply some pressure on the ball carrier. They could even just try to grab the ball if they can. 2-die block coming up. Number 8 lineman, clean hit. Smart push. Pushes him towards the Saurus. That way, if he's going to take the blitz, he takes it over here instead of having to deal with the Saurus on a later turn. Gonna take the 2-die block. Good clean hit. Still has his blitz on the table. But everyone closest to the ball carrier. Wow, and there's an injury. Beowulf is injured. We'll see if an apothecary is used or not. It looks like the apothecary will not be used, and now we're back to 10v10. No, we're at 11v9. (11v9) in Firepants' favor. .55 seconds to go in the first quarter. Where will the blitz be spent? Firepants repositions in front of this would-be cage. Here's the blitz. Wow, great dodge. Past the dodge. Didn't get caught by the prehensile tail. But unfortunately, the one-die block didn't work out. Both down result, but the ball carrier has the block skill. And now turn 5. Back to Berserk Circus. Two-die block. With the bears, gonna be a dodge push. Cliffy says Amazon's being AV7 straight down the line doesn't seem to have hurt their player advantage so far. Halifax has been playing a great Amazon team. Opens up a hole here at center pitch. Takes the block on the number 6 thrower, perhaps. Stands up the Norseman for a blitz. Good clean hit. He'll push him off to the sideline. Will almost certainly follow up. Indeed he does. And now that ball carrier is free and clear to start marching down the pitch. Blitzer is probably going to remain stationary at this point. Cleffius says, I think dodge is definitely a great skill. Dodge block appears to be amazing. Dodge block is amazing. Is amazing. It's so amazing, in fact, that it has its own name. Most people will refer to it as a blodge. Berserk Circus electing not to overextend downfield. He would rather stay at mid-pitch and cage up. .30 seconds to go in turn 5 for Berserk Circus. Halifax slowly seeing his Amazon players left behind. They could have been left behind if Dead Fred wanted to go further, but he elected not to overextend. He wants to keep his team together. I think that is a perfectly fine strategy. One die block. It's going to be a dodge push. Took the one die block. When you take a one die block when you are skilled and your opponent is not, that's not so bad. But this was a block against a dodge. Took the chance, didn't work out. Turn 5. Back to Halifax and Firepants. Firepants not in too bad of a shape. They do see their defensive line has broken down a little bit. He can keep it this way over on the right if he wants to apply pressure behind the ball carrier as well as in front. These two players are probably looking to dodge, in my opinion, but we'll see what Halifax decides to do. The number 1 blitzer moves up toward the skink. I was going to call him a stink. Poor Pip's Pippy. Resets both the catcher and the number 2 blitzer in front of the faux cage. Trying to reset his defense a little bit. Smart play. Here comes the blitz. Blitz on the ball carrier. One die blitz works out. Where does the ball scatter? Wow! Excellent scatter for Firepants. Blitzer will probably stay put. Now he has an opportunity to pick this ball up. 29 seconds ago, Cliffy says positive dodge for all the Amazons is 3+. Yeah, he has an AG of 3, which means he needs a 4+, but he gets +1 for doing the dodge, so it is indeed a 3+. But the Amazons all have the dodge skill as well, remember, so they get a reroll. Good pickup, and now Firepants is on the offensive. They have a full quarter to try to score here on the half that is not theirs. Plenty of time to do it. Can Dead Fred reset his team and try to get a defense in front of this ball carrier? Or perhaps even get the ball back on this turn. He's got plenty of players to take a block on the ball carrier. Both teams with both TRRs remaining. Action order is going to be critical indeed. Dead Fred stands up, the number 2 blitzer. Good first action. Action order critical here because he wants to keep his reroll for when he's going to need it. And if he's going after the ball, that's probably the time he wants to hold on to it for. But every time he rolls dice beforehand, it could be a turnover unless he spends a TRR. Calliope says, so it's only a 1 in 9 chance of failure, aka 94% when it matters. Yes, we know how probabilities work here. Oh no! Not a good time for a boneheaded failure. Certainly not going to re-roll that due to the loner, and now Professor Jefferson is no longer tying up number 9 and no longer tying up number 7 here. "50 seconds to go. Dead Fred." Not number 7. No longer tying up number 9. Good dodge by the Norseman. He's going to take the 1 die blitz. It's only going to be a push. 1 die blitz is tough, especially when you're up against someone who has dodge. Decides to follow up. Puts the lineman in a precarious position, but he wants to keep the pressure on the ball carrier. Cleffius asks, bonehead and wild animals and similar things are never turnovers, right? I would say yes. Those skills and similar are never turnovers. 1 die block's going to be a clean hit. He lost the assist on the tie-up here, went for the 1 die block instead and got it. Didn't take the line woman off the pitch, but did eat up 3 of her MA. Takes another 1 die block, and this one also works out. Very good stun on Atania the Invoker. 3 seconds left. Taking all the 1 die blocks. He's going to get a dodge push out of this one. Is he going to try to dodge the skink? The skink is stunty and does have dodge. Nope, the skink's going to stay put. All right. Turn 6 back to Firepants. Firepants held on to the ball. He's got a positive dodge if he wants it. Yes, indeed. Going for the handoff. Good handoff. And now the number 6 thrower has 6 MA to move down the pitch. Will he spend any GFIs or not? No GFIs. Well done by Firepants. Good dodge to try to protect the ball carrier. And you can see Firepants doing a great job of protecting the ball carrier here. There are now tackle zones everywhere across the pitch, except on the wide zone here, but there's really nobody to take advantage of this. And then there's a little sliver here that nobody can take advantage of as well. Hank the Ranger said, don't do it. Don't take that GFI. And he didn't, and it's good play. Good dodge on the left-hand side of the pitch. Gonna try to take a two-die block on the Saurus here. It's gonna be a good hit. Can you get anything out of it? Didn't get anything out of it. Still a very good hit and frees up the number 11 line woman. Yes, indeed. 2 players to go. Took a GFI with the line woman. Whew, man, we know how those work. Clypheus asks, how many spaces is it to score, 6 or 7? It is 7. It is 7, but he currently doesn't need to score next turn. So I don't think he's going to risk the GFI. We'll see how Dead Fred plays his turn. SP Beaver says, I assume he'll want to wait till turn 8. I assume the same. Very good turn for Halifax. Back to Dead Fred. Both coaches playing a great debut game here. Is Dead Fred going to collapse on the ball carrier? Is he going to try to? Or is he going to try to maximize his hits and give himself an advantage for the next half? One minute, 23 seconds left to play in turn 7 for Berserk Circus. Dead Fred looking for options to try to get the ball back, and if not, try to maximize this turn to try to come out ahead in the ball game. 2-die block, 2-die blitz coming up on the throw. Is that the thrower? That is the thrower. Are both throwers in the game? Both throwers are on the pitch. Wow. Good block. Didn't get anything out of it. Is he going to move the blitzer, though? I don't see why not. $50 seconds to go. Why not move the blitzer down pitch? Decides to keep him where he is. Brings the number 3 lineman in to assist on a block. 2-die block is going to result in a push against the number 9 line woman. Dead Fred looking to take his blocks. Spends the TRR. Why not? He's got 2 left. Gets a dodge push out of it. SP Beaver says dodge pips in front of the ball carrier. I mean, I don't disagree. I think that would be a really good play. Pips does have dodge, and he is stinty. Stinty? Stunty. 5 seconds to go. Looks like he's gonna do it. Here he comes. No, he doesn't dodge him in front of the ball carrier. Decides to keep him safer, off just to the left of the Amazons. Halifax and Firepants, turn 7. Yes, indeed. It's going to hang out right in front of the end zone. The rest of these Amazon players going to try to defend the thrower. We'll see if he GFIs with anyone. Otherwise, one way or another. Here's the 2-die blitz on Pips. Pips is going to stay on his feet. Congratulations, Pips. Let's see, what does Pips have? An 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pips can take an uphill block. He can be the hero of the half. Halifax sending the remaining defensive unit here to protect the ball carrier. Plenty of action well back on the other side of the pitch, however. Hank the Ranger says, Pips is already a hero in my heart. Firepants repositioning as best as he can here. Just wants to put himself in the most ideal position that he can for turn 8. He tried to blitz down Pips, didn't work out. He'll take a 2-die block way in the back of the pitch. Gets a push out of it. So many pushes. "38 seconds. He has a player to stand. Remember, the bear does not have tackle zones since he is currently boneheaded. He's staring off into space. Good dodge on the left-hand side of the pitch. Not going to do much against Pips, but where else does he go, really? Or where else does she go? 10 seconds. 2 players left. Let's go, Pips! Come on, Pips! I believe in you! I believe! Let's see. Pips. Yes! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can do it, Pips. You can totally get there. "90 seconds in turn 8 for Berserk Circus, considering their options." Will we see a blitz with Pips Pippy? 2-die block way in the backfield. It's going to be a push. SB Beaver says he'll be safe as long as he doesn't GFI. GFIs in Blood Bowl, as we know, have a 100% chance of failure. Number 3, Norse lineman moves up further, or back further, as it were. 57 seconds, 58 seconds left. The bear... What? What am I missing there? Did the Blair? Did the Blair? I was going to say, did the bear just blitz? Yes, the bear blitzed. Unfortunately, we're not going to see a blitz with Pips. SBV asks, was that a blitz? Yeah, I was confused too. I was like, what? What's going on? 2-die block. Dead Fred looking to just try to put on some hurt. Hank the Ranger says maybe going for injuries. Yeah, it looks like that is the case. And you know, not a bad option. Knows that the chances of preventing the score are slim to none. And he wants to maximize his potential for winning here going into the second half. SB Beaver says this has been a too friendly half. I mean, it's not for lack of trying. 2 KOs. There's, I'm sorry, 1 injury and 1 KO. Berserk Circus repositioning here. Really not much else they can do. They've spent their blitz. They get the 2-die block. This time it's a good hit. They're looking for an injury. Skink got his block. Turn 8. Firepants are going to score 1-0. Firepants takes the lead at the end of the first half. Well done to both coaches. Well done to Halifax for scoring. Firepants is going to get the ball back here to start the second half. Batter Bowl Week 1 standings so far. 3 games have been played. The Ardents of Nuffle are tied with its all ball bearings for first place. They each have 3 points with a TD diff of +3. Not far behind them, News Team 6, also 1-0. They have a TD diff of 1. Everybody else is mixed for 4th right in the middle with Circuit City Cadavers, Vector Victor, and Center Swarm. Bringing up the rear, still only Week 1. Very, very close. Still anybody's competition. Clifey says, back in my day, by turn 3, there were at least a couple of dead elves on the pitch. Ah, those were the days. SP Beaver wants the standings listed in alphabetical order. Is that so Santa Swarm moves up from the top? Santa Swarm at least can be the first 11th. It's going to be offense for Firepants. Dead Fred sets up his team with a 3-man line. Strength of 4 on either side here. The 2 guards here with a strength of 4, and then the Tame Bear in the center position with a strength of 5. Firepants also going with a 3-man line, it looks like. Might be trying to get a 4th man in there. I don't think he wants to mess with all this strength on the line, and indeed he doesn't. He's spreading out his line. He's got 2 wide in either wide zone, and 2 set back to the receive currently. Here we go. Here's the kickoff. We'll see if anything happens here. Perhaps sweltering heat. No, brilliant coaching. Berserk Circus gets an extra team reroll. That is serendipity for them. Very first action of the second half, Firepants is going to pick up the ball with the number 6 thrower. Both throwers still on the pitch. SPP versus pass for SPP. Wouldn't that be something? A turn 9 pass just for the SPP? Very good game so far. Both teams still very much in it. Halifax moving a catcher downfield. Threatening a pass-ish. That is quite a long pass at the moment. Second catcher crossing the center line. Both catchers downfield. SP Beaver says that catcher looks really exposed. Indeed they are. Blitz in the right wide zone. 2-die blitz. Does he spin the TRR? Does he take the push? Does he keep it as both standing? He'll take the push him off to the sideline. Amazon versus Amazon. The number 7 blitzer now on the sideline. Not quite in danger of being surfed just yet, but can certainly be surfed on a blitz next turn if nothing changes. Halifax sending players down pitch to cover the catchers. One last player to go. I think we'll see a dodge with the number 9 linewoman. Unless he's not done with the thrower. Yes, indeed. Good dodge. Good turn 9 for Halifax and Firepants. Pulls number 9 to the right just to cover this gap right here. Turn 9 back to Berserk, Circus. What is the game plan? Pips Pippi moves in the right wide zone. Two players pulled to the right wide zone. The number 4 Berserker and the Skink. The Bear rumbles down pitch with a 2-die blitz. Only gonna get a push out of it. Wow, so many pushes. I mean, you're gonna see a lot of pushes with so many dodge skills on the pitch. But I would like to see some injuries. Both coaches are trying. They're taking good blocks. They're trying to make it happen. Pips at the moment in danger of a 2-die block coming back at him. "30 seconds to go in turn 9. Berserk Circus deciding what to do about these catchers. Pulls the Saurus back over to the left wide zone. SP Beaver says Pips is always in danger of a 2-die block against him. Not always. He is if he has no assists. Berserk Circus aggressively covering these catchers. He's going to leave the ball carrier and the ball carrier's protection alone. Well, not really leaving him alone. He brought the big guys forward. Here's that 2-die block. That gets the number 7 blitzer off the sideline, no longer in danger. There's a frenzy potential to take her off the pitch, but we'll see what happens. Turn 10, back to Firepants. Firepants feeling a little bit of pressure now. We'll no doubt see the number 5 thrower moved up to play a blocking role. Whether that's over here or whether he shifts. He needs all hands on deck to protect the ball carrier at this point. He's still in great shape. Good dodge. Setting up a 2-die block against the number 3 lineman. Or a 2-die blitz, rather. Is that really good where he's going to... spin the blitz? I'm not sure. He might be just tying up the lineman. Nope, that's the blitz. 2-die blitz on the number 3 lineman. It's going to be a good hit. 7 AV. And he's KO'd. Well done. Apothecary's still not spent. Now, where are we at? 1, 2, 3. 3, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's 11 v 8 in Firepants' favor at the moment. Firepants in very good shape. I think Firepants might actually be okay with this trade here. Not taking any blocks on the big guys and just having the big guys block them back, or dare the dodge, which they won't. I think he's fine with this. Short pass, or quick pass. Good pass. Gained SPP on the pass. Three seconds left to go. The number 5 thrower gonna move up into this drive. It's gonna take a 2-die block on the number 4 Berserker. It's gonna be a both standing result. Can he get something else out? He does. A 1-die block is gonna result in a push. He'll push that blitzer back to the sideline, and that will be turn 10 for Firepants. Well done. Clifey says Pips is strong in spirit, if not in actual strength. Pips is strong in spirit. We might see a 1-die blitz here. We'll see what Berserk Circus intends to do here. Halifax in really great shape. So there's the move to take out an assist from the potential blitz. 2-die block on the right-hand side of the line is going to be a dodge push. It gets a blitzer back off the sideline. So now if we're going to see a blitz, we could see a blitz from this corner. No real way to make it a 2-die blitz unless he... because all the big guys are tied up. Pips get in front of the ball carrier. He's not afraid. Two-die block with the bear. It's going to be a dodge push. I don't think he wants to follow up. And indeed, he does not. Two-die block with the SARS is going to be a nice, clean hit against the number 9 line woman. Trying to take someone off the pitch here. Trying to even up the playing field. Doesn't work out. It's a decent stun, however. Against Hipsy Pile? Hipsy Pile Thermodosa? What a name. Still has a blitz on the table. 2-die block on the left-hand side of the line. Another dodge push. You can see the strength of the Amazons here with everyone having dodge. Doesn't follow up. Decides not to follow up here. He frees up the number 5 thrower to move on turn 11. Still has a blitz on the table though. If he's going to take the blitz on the ball carrier, he has to dodge first. He's going to take a 1-die block. He has to spend the TRR. He elects not to spend the TRR. Gets KO'd for his trouble. And now it's 11 v 7 in Firepants' favor. Firepants sitting pretty here. Plenty of lanes to run down, plenty of ways to cover the ball carrier when they're done, and plenty of blitzing opportunities. He's going to blitz with the ball carrier, gets a dodge push out of it. He'll push him over here, I'd imagine. Hope he's going to push him straight forward. I guess run around this way? Nope, he's just gonna commit to the left wide zone here, and that's fine. He's got players all across the pitch to do that with. Two GFIs, wow. Ties up the skink, ties up the Circus. I really have to be careful to not say thesaurus. Ties up the bear as well. 2-die block against the number 4 Berserker, trying to increase the player advantage when he gets a push out of it. SBP says 2 GFIs there, just taunting Nuffle. Second block. Doesn't get much. Cleffius says, I think he can easily screen the ball carrier now. I would have expected players to come back and come back to here, but we'll see. Dead Fred has an opportunity once again to make something happen. It's a slim margin, but as Hank the Ranger just said, Pips could Pips could break out. He is stunty. He has dodge. And SP Beaver rightfully calls it the Pip Splits. Pips has an opportunity to be a hero once again. He'd have to take the uphill block. You can see with a tie-up like this, as Halifax did here, that means every single square is a dodge. There's no way this blitzer can get out without making 2 dodges. Jump up with the Berserker. Doesn't cost him anything, but he's not going to move. 40 seconds to turn 11. Claffy says, Pips, it's your chance at redemption. A second chance to blitz. We all believe in you, Pips. We all believe. Still, he could make it a 2-die blitz with the blitzer here if he wants to take the dodge chances. The blitzer does have dodge. It looks like he's going to try to take a block, perhaps, instead. Yeah, 1-die block is going to result in a push. $15 seconds to go. We all want to see the Pips blitz. Here it is. Uphill blitz. Oh man, it's gonna be a dodge push. Will he spend the TRR? Oh, he does. Does he have the TRR? He does have the TRR. He could spend it. Come on, Pips. We believe in you. Nope. He's just gonna take the push. He doesn't want to tempt fate. He'll follow up, however. Well done, Pips. You did your best, Pips. We all believe in you. We're your biggest fans. One die blitz on the right-hand side of the line. It's going to be a dodge push yet again. The infuriating dodges of an Amazon team. Well done. Two seconds left to go. One die block on the left-hand side with the Circus. Once again, a dodge push. Turn at 12. Firepants needs one dodge for a score. One dodge with a player that, of course, has the dodge skill. But first, it's going to be a blitz on poor old Pips. It's not going to work out, but he'll get Pips off the ball carrier. Two zero. Firepants increases their lead. All but securing this game. Dead Fred's not out, but it's looking pretty grim. Really good game played by both coaches so far. We'll see if Dead Fred gets any players back. He's going to get back one. It's going to be 11v8 in Firepants' favor. Berserk Circus looking, it looks like a wide three-man line setting up on offense here. If they have any hope of tying this game, they want to score as quickly as possible. But honestly, they might just want to score if they can and get some hits in to set themselves up to be in a better position going into week 2. Here's the kickoff. Quick snap. Berserk Circus gets to move into one adjacent square. Not bad. Doesn't help them too much, but it does mean that they have a potential to catch this ball without having to roll the die to do so. Not a great kick. Berserk Circus is going to take 3 blocks across the line. Oh, good attempt to try to pick up the ball. Didn't work out. Turn 12 for Berserk Circus. I think the first order of business is probably 3 blocks across the line here. There's a risk with taking a block with the bear, however. If he fails, he's giving up the center position here. Good pickup by the number 2 blitzer. Dead Fred having a hard time getting through this Amazon dodge barrage. Two die block. Gonna take it with the bear. Good hit. Can he get an injury? A casualty of any kind? No. Gets a stun. That's a good stun. Frees up center pitch a little bit. Two die block on the left hand side of the line. Clean hit. Take him off the pitch. Doesn't get much out of that. Oh, another stun. I take it back. That compounds the value of the first stun. Another clean hit on the right-hand side of the line. 3 stuns would be great. Casualty would be better. Doesn't get a stun this time. Center pitch is wide open. .45 seconds to play in turn. Number 12. One of the better coached games for a debut game for two new coaches. Well done to both coaches. Fun game to watch for sure. Going with a what would you call this? A C formation. We'll see if Firepants gets frisky and gets behind the ball carrier. Or if he wants to shore up center pitch first. Or instead, rather. Clavius asks, when does Pip score next turn? Halifax tries to block down the SARS with a 2-die block. Doesn't work out. Gets a push out of it. Halifax indeed looking to shore up center pitch. Should make a wide zone vulnerable. We'll see. Yeah, there's one player behind the ball carrier. Will we see another? We will. Cleffius asks, can he get a 2-die block on the ball carrier, or at best one? He could get one. It looks like he's going to do exactly that. 1-die blitz. It's going to result in a push. He's just going to push him forward into this now cage, unless he spends the TRR. Oh, he decides to follow up too. Wow. All right, there's a follow-up. So now both wide zones are open. The left one is wide open. He can take a block on the blitzer and move everybody over here. He can take a block on the blitzer. He can take a block on the catcher. He's first going to take a block with the Saurus. 2-die block. Pushes the player off to the left wide zone. Gets a stun. Well done. Decides not to follow up. Two-die block on that, on the number 2 blitzer here. It's going to be a dodge push unless he spends a TRR. SPVer asks, are stuns any double in the injury result? Those stuns are 7, I think. Another 2-die block results in another dodge. Taking all these blocks, not bad, but it ends up leaving players where they are, so you can't move the ball carrier without being able to. You can't move the ball carrier and defend them. 1-die frenzy follow-up. Another dodge push. Oh, stuns might be doubles. You might be right. One minute to play. Ball carrier's going to move out left, but not too far. Perhaps he'll reset his cage. So we got 3 players, however. Pips is going to move downfield. Pips is threatening to receive. "24 seconds left in turn 13. Berserk Circus looking to get on the board. Both teams playing a fine game of Blood Bowl in their debut match. The 2 Saurus are going to go in front of the ball carrier. 2 seconds left. Tame Bear. It was a risk moving him, but it worked out. Always a risk moving a big guy with Boneheaded. I know that better than most. Actually, Nick Satan knows that better than most, who had the audacity to field an all-ogre team once. Oh no, failed GFI. We'll see a TRR spent. Halifax and Firepants down to 1 TRR. Halifax now with the 2 stun players on the line, back in action, shifting his defense to the left. You can see he's 2 deep here, right in front of this this cage. Blitz on Pips. Oh no! Clean hit on Pips. Pips Pippy stays on the pitch, but he's going to be stunned. He good. Pips is fine. He knows this game. He's been practicing. 2-die block against the number 4 Berserker is going to be a clean hit. Trying to increase his player advantage. Dead Fred doing a commendable job with a limited team. He's down to what, 11, 10, 9, 8 players. Trying to make it work. He's putting in the work, and it's good to see. It's good coaching. Excellent defense by Halifax. Turn 14. 3 turns left for Berserk Circus to do something. What can he do here? This is a great defensive formation for Firepants. Berserk Circus. 3 TRRs remaining. They've got 1 for every turn. Two-die block is yet again a push. Not even a dodge push, just a push. Blitz with the bear. 2-die blitz. Another. Good lord. Dead Fred just can't catch a break. 65 seconds left in turn 14. Is Dead Fred going to play super cautious and move the ball carrier here? Or is he going to break out and do something do something wild. We'll see. Jump up for the Berserker. Looks like the ball carrier is going to cage up just across the center line. Cautious offense. He doesn't want to give up the ball. Very strong cage. I think Dead Fred, so these players, he's moving them into the cage, which is fine. I think moving some down pitch might behoove him. Halifax will have to have an answer for that for somehow, and that means at the very least he's pulling one player off of this really strong defensive formation. Two turns left. Turn 15. Firepants looking to try to crack this cage. Is Pips going to run downfield, or is Firepants going to foul Pips? He's got the player advantage to foul away. Oh man, it looks like he might indeed be setting up for the foul. If not, then he just wants to force Pips to dodge. I don't know if Pips cares too much, though. Blitz on the right-hand side of the cage. One die blitz against the bear. He's going to take the both down result, and he gets stunned for his trouble. So he's going to... Firepants are going to leave one TRR on the table. Berserk Circus already leaving one on the table. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Firepants has one TRR left. Berserk Circus, turn 15. They need to start moving the ball down pitch. They're going to take a block. They got to spend the TRR. They'll get a push out of it. No TRR left. They need to account for that with their action order for the remainder of this turn. They're going to get a one-die frenzy back. Stays alive with a both standing result. Holy moly. Blitz with the bear, two-die blitz. It's going to be a push or a both standing. Oh no, it won't be a both standing. It has to be the push. He'll follow with the bear, I imagine. Yes, indeed. Got to make something happen. Break somebody downfield. Do something. Hard to do when you're at such a player disadvantage. Two-die block on the left side of the cage. It's a clean hit. Looking for a vengeance injury. It's not working. "71 seconds left in turn 15. "55 seconds. Considering options. 5 players left. No TRRs remaining for the turn. Sends a blitzer down to tie up the opposing Amazon blitzer. "30 seconds to go. Pips still on the ground. It's got an MA of 8. It means he gets to move 5. Yes, indeed. That's the power of Stunty. Will he GFI? Will he GFI? 16 seconds to go. Moves the ball carrier up 1 space. Oh, he's going to go for the pass. Go for the pass and then protect the ball carrier with the number 10 line woman. Let's see. Good pass. Good catch. 2 seconds left. Oh, I thought this number 10 line woman had a movement. Perhaps not. Pips is going to have to get lucky here and not get murdered for his audacity. But good reception by Pips. By Pips. If he's not knocked down, he has an opportunity to score. In fact, if he's not knocked down, he will almost certainly score. Firepants on their final turn of the game here. Looking to get a block on poor old Pips. Might make it a 3-die block if he can. Here it is. 3-die blitz. 3-die blitz is going to be a dodge push. Doesn't spend the TRR. Pips is going to stay on his feet. Good old Pips. Well done, Pips. Pips, the hero of our story. The rare Amazonian failed dodge. And now, final turn of the game. Pips should be able to just waltz into the end zone. Berserk Circus with the TRR. Pips has the dodge skill anyway. It's not even going to matter. Is Dead Fred thinking about taking some blocks? Is he thinking about future weeks? Nope. I would have done the same thing. Well done. 2-1 is going to be the final. Firepants wins it, but well played by both coaches in their debut game. Super fun. And Pips finally gets his glory. Pips Pippy. I hope Pips gets MVP. He didn't. 2-1's the final. Hank the Ranger says warrior, hero, poet, Pips Pippy. Well done. Very good game by both coaches. Super fun to watch. You can see Berserk Circus had possession of the ball. 56% ball possession? Really? I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought it was the other way around. But either way, really good play by both coaches in their debut match. It was super fun to see. SPP, both teams got a healthy amount of SPP. 14 for Firepants and 9 for Berserk Circus. Not bad at all. Well divided. We'll take a look at the die rolls really quick. D6 die rolls for Firepants. Wow, it doesn't get a whole lot more even than that. Berserk Circus with their die rolls looking pretty positive, and well, it's about even. Whereas the block dice for Firepants looking just about even, and Berserk Circus dice looking pretty positive. So Berserk Circus, so you can see here, this is the power of that dang dodge, right? Berserk Circus rolling all these defender stumbles results, but not getting anything out of it due to the Amazon team having dodge on every single player. So that'll do it. That's the final 2-1. Firepants is going to win this one. We'll take a look at the schedule really quick. Final game of the week is going to be this Saturday, August 7th. It's going to be Griffs at the Wang Hangers. The time is still to be determined. It will, in fact, probably be determined on Saturday. But that'll be the final game of week 1. After that game, we'll move on to week 2. You'll see game 6 is the Horsemen at Kernus Eagles. Kernus Eagles is an AI team, so we're not streaming the AI games. I may cut together like a 10-15 second highlight of the AI games. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. But if I do, we'll kick off the week. We'll kick off game 1 of week 2. Or rather, we will kick off game 1 of every future week with a little like 15-second highlight clip of the AI team games, perhaps. We'll see. But that's going to do it for tonight. 2-1. Congratulations to Halifax and Firepants for their victory tonight. Fun game to watch. I look forward to more games from both coaches. And again, well done to both coaches. I just realized the stadium it was played at the Pants Party. So I hope you guys had fun. We'll see you back here on Saturday, August 7th for the final game of Week 1 in this mixed league competition, the Mid-Atlantic Mulling League Batter Bowl. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.